I live near Portland, Oregon, which is also affectionately known as Bridgetown. And one of my favorite bridges is the St. John's Bridge, which is this beautiful, sprawling Gothic bridge that crosses the Willamette River. And bridges are on my mind right now because in this nugget, we're going to bridge VLANs and VXLANs using the technology called Layer 2 bridging on a distributed logical router. So join me as we build this NSX bridge together. To get hands-on with Layer 2 bridging, we're going to use VMware's Hands-On Labs HOL 1903, fire up the vSphere web client, and log on as administrator at vSphere.local with the lab password of VMware1! So to begin this, we're going to go ahead and ensure that our two web VMs that we're going to kind of break apart can talk to each other correctly right now. So we're going to focus on Web 01A and Web 02A. Let's go ahead and select Web 1A, and on the Summary tab, we'll just go ahead and click on the thumbnail. We'll log in as root, password of VMware1! I have config, verify our address. Okay, great. Let's ping -C3, so just 3 pings, 172.16.10.12, which is Web 02. Perfect. And we can reach our gateway. If we go to ping 172.16.10.1. Yep, looking good. All right. So let's break it and then let's rebuild it again using the technology of Layer 2 bridging. So first we're going to change the behavior of one of our networks. So in the navigation pane, let's go ahead and hop over to networking. We'll expand region A1 and head to our management VDS. And one of the port groups in there is the BridgeNet port group. Let's right click on BridgeNet for region A, choose edit settings, and we're going to hop on down to the VLAN configuration over here on the left. And from the drop down menu, we're going to put it on a VLAN, specifically VLAN 101. Perfect. Now I'll let you in on just a little secret. In this lab environment, there actually is not a switch that has VLAN 101 already configured on it. But we can create the equivalent of that very easily. Let's go back to our VMs. Let's find Web 1A, corp.local. We'll right click on it, and we're going to migrate it. We're going to do an enhanced vMotion and migrate both the compute and the storage of Web 1 in order to move it to where? Let's click Next, expand region A1, and expand management. We're going to put it on ESXi 5 because what we're going to do is actually hook it directly into VLAN 101. We'll click Next. Down at the bottom, we'll choose the iSCSI disk and then click Next. This is important on the networks. From the destination network, we'll bring it on down and we'll choose the BridgeNet region A1 VDS management. So this virtual machine is not plugged into a VXLAN, right? It's just sitting on the distributed switch connected to the port group that's associated with what? VLAN 101. That's what we want. So we'll click Next and finish and let the vMotion progress. Let's just validate this. We'll hop over to the networking tab and make sure the BridgeNet for region A is selected. Then click the VMs tab and we should see Web 01A is now attached to that device. Which means if we head back to our Web 01A tab and we can refresh that window or close and reopen it either way. If we up arrow, try and ping 10.0.1. Oh. Nope, not connected anymore, right? If we try and reach 10.12, no longer connected, right? Because it was directly connected to a VXLAN that they shared, but now it's not. It's now isolated from the partners that are in that VXLAN. So how do we hook up the VXLAN to the VLAN? That's the question. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go back to the vSphere web client, and now we're ready to reconfigure an element of our NSX edges. So let's go down to Networking and Security, and on the left-hand side, we'll go to NSX edges. And we're going to reconfigure the perimeter gateway because the Layer 2 bridging function is something that we want to see at the distributed router level. That's really where it makes sense. So we're going to open up the perimeter gateway. We'll go to the Manage tab, Settings, make sure we're looking at Interfaces. And one of the interfaces is connected to the web tier. We're actually going to select that and remove it and say, yes, we know that's what we're doing. That's okay. And now it's blank. Let's click the back button in the navigator until we're looking at the list of gateways. And this time we're going to go down the path of the distributed router. On the distributed router, we'll go again to the Manage Interfaces tab, and wouldn't you know it, here we're going to add the web interface. So we'll click the green plus to add it, call this Web underscore tier. It's an internal link. We'll click select for connected to, and we'll choose the web tier logical switch and click OK. Then we'll click the plus, and we're going to put in the IP address of 172.16.10.1 with a subnet prefix of 24. Then we'll click OK. Awesome. So now our DLR is connected to the web tier. And so anything that is on that web tier, such as Web 2A, can now ping their default gateway once again. And so now if the web tier needed to contact any of the other tiers, it would need to go through the transit network in order to work its way out. But we still haven't solved the problem of bridging our VXLAN for the web tier and the VLAN 101 where one of our web hosts is currently residing. How do we resolve that? If only there was something here called bridging. Yeah, there it is. Let's click the bridging tab. And you're going to love this. It really is this easy. We're going to click the green plus, and let's go ahead and name this web bridge. We're going to select a logical switch. We'll click the little icon next to logical switch, and we'll choose the web tier logical switch. Then we'll click the icon next to distributed virtual port group, and we'll select the Bridge Net Region A01 VDS Management Distributed Port Group. Then we'll click OK, and click OK. And then, wouldn't you know it, we need to publish our changes. Perfect. Let's publish. And now we've built the bridge. So now when communication hits this router, it will function to transmit the data that normally would be isolated within the VXLAN onto the VLAN. Let's test it out. We'll go to Web01, our tab up here at the top, and we just saw some pings fail a minute ago, right? This is the device that is on the VLAN. But if we up arrow and we try and ping 10.12, let's see what we get. Hey, we're getting some responses. And can we reach the default gateway? Yes, we can. My friend, by going through this hands-on nugget together, you've learned how to bridge your VLAN onto your VXLAN and vice versa. And that's going to be critical when you're integrating the existing networks that you already have with your new NSX networks, and you need to live in both worlds for at least a time, or anytime you're integrating physical devices with your virtual world. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.